Your purpose is not your decision, it is your discovery, which is why you need to discover these things and you need to trust God to help you discover them. And until you discover them, I personally believe that people should not be pressured to jump to the university after secondary school. It's not really important. No, I'm not saying going to school is not important. I'm saying when people have not figured out what their life is about, they should be given time to figure it out. This is what helps you to maximize university. It's what helps you to maximize after school. A lot of people are genuinely confused. Right. So I'm going to be doing something like a crash course for us, maybe 3 minutes thereabout, to show you a cycle, a journey of discovery, the things you should discover before coming to that point where you say, okay, I know what to study in the university. Because the goal of going to school is not first to now get a certificate so you can work a job. That is a slave mentality. That if you don't understand what I'm saying from this perspective, going to school will still make something out of you that is not God's intention as a were, because in as much as the sphere of education is discovery and becoming, going to school will make a modern day slave out of you. That's why you go to school and all you are thinking while you are going to school is, what job can I do after school? Where can I work after school? That's a mentality that was designed. That's why most of the things you are learning in school is not changing. Look at the curriculum that is being used 10 years ago, 15 years ago, is what is still being used now. Not because they cannot be changed, not because they cannot be advanced, but because behind every curriculum is an intention to make you into a kind of person, and that curriculum is responsible for what has been making people to that kind of person that was envisioned over and again. So as long as we still want to make people into this kind of person, we keep teaching them this curriculum. And the goal of this curriculum is to make you into a modern day slave, where you can now begin to work with people, work with people in industry, you can now work for people. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Now, this is not the intention of God, that you go to school and then you want to go and work. Now, am I saying working a job is wrong? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there is need for you to come to that point where you have clarity on why you are doing what you are doing, why you are choosing the career path. You know that this is God's plan for me, not just what I want to do to make money. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, now, so if you read this, if you understand what I'm saying, then there's a journey of discovery you have to understand. You have to take step by step. Now, I may not be able to explain this in this video. Maybe of course I teach this on my mentorship platform and all of that. So the first thing you want to discover is who you are. Do you understand what I'm saying? Who you are. And who you are is a question of your identity. No two persons are the same, as it were, in quotes. And the reason why this is important is because whatever you are going to be doing, you are going to be doing with a touch of who you are. For instance, if you see two pastors are not the same. What differentiates them is not first purpose. What differentiates them is first who they are. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and when you say who you are, there are 4 things that you have to discover. There are 4 things you should be able to answer before coming out to say, yeah, I know who I am. Alright, yeah, this is very, very important. However, I'm trying to say to you that it is important for you to know who you are. Then the next thing you want to know after figuring out who you are is why you are here, which is your purpose. You see, it is important I let you know that you are not born by mistake. You are not here by mistake. You are here by an assignment. Why some of you, you may have issues like, okay, my parents did not intend to give birth to me. It was just a mistake. Maybe all of those things you want to say. God has a divine plan for you. You are here as a solution to a problem. You are here as an answer to a question. You are here as an answer to the question generation is asking. And you must understand this and take note of this and be intentional with this. Yes, you are not born by mistake. You are a solution. So you have to find out, what is that solution that my life is to provide? What is that reason why God sent me here? What is that prayer I'm an answer to? Do you understand? Of course, yes, humanity has a lot of problems to be fixed. The reason why you are here is so that you can help fix that problem. And you can help bring God's intention to earth. Do you understand? Now, after you have discovered who you are, what you are, that is what your area of calling, what your purpose is, then you want to know what the area of calling is. We call this sphere of influence. Alright, yeah, we call this sphere of influence, and it is very, very important that you know what your sphere of influence is. Now, sphere of influence is that area of is that area of the society, that part of the society where your impact is felt through. You understand? And for instance, you have the sphere of education, and we have the sphere of art and entertainment, we have the sphere of politics and governance, we have the sphere of banking and finances, you have the sphere of religion, you have the sphere of education, and all of these things. You have the sphere of media, you have the sphere of technology, as a trader and all of that. All right, you need to now figure out what is my sphere of influence. Now, this is a journey. Don't forget, it's not just something you think and say, I think. No, your purpose is not your decision, it is your discovery. Take note of that. Your purpose is not your decision, it is your discovery, which is why you need to discover these things, and you need to trust God to help you discover them. And until you discover them, I personally believe that people should not be pressured to jump to the university after secondary school. It's not really important. No, I'm not saying going to school is not important. I'm saying when people have not figured out what their life is about, they should be giving time to figure it out. This is what helps you to maximize university. It's what helps you to maximize after school. See, there's no time to after school, especially to now say, okay, I'm not saying it's not possible, but then I'm saying really there's not that time to now say, okay, I want to start figuring out myself after school. Why did you go to school then? Do you understand? So it's important that you figure out who you are, what your purpose is, and then you understand what your sphere of influence is, the area of influence, the area of human existence or human strata of existence where you function through, where your impact is felt through. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, so when you move from that sphere of influence, the next thing you want to now figure out is your sector of expression, because it's not just enough for you to know you are called to the sphere of influence. You also have to know that there is a sector in that sphere you are called to, that you have to function to. For instance, maybe somebody is called to the sphere of family as an instance, and now I know I'm called to the sphere of family, but being called to the sphere of family does not mean that every issue you'll be attending to is divorce, relationship. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, that's not it. Some people are in the sphere of family, and what their sector of expression is health. Do you get now? Now, when you now figure, okay, I'm called to the sphere of family, and my sector of expression is health. Now, you now streamline it. Okay, which sector under health? Now, you have the physical health, you have the mental health. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, so there is that person that take care of physical health. All right, there's that person that's okay. Now, in taking care of physical health, and I say, okay, is it through medicine? Is it through food? Okay, I figured that my purpose is to preserve people's life through food. So now I want to go and study something like food nutrition and health or something like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is very, very simple. That you come to a point where you discover first before you start studying courses in the university. Not that the course you are studying is what is giving you definition. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, like my example, I've discovered that my purpose is to preserve people's life through food. So I go and study. I figure that knowing that purpose, then my sphere of influence then is family, and my area of expression, my sector of expression is health, physical health. That's what I'm saying. Of course, yes. So from that physical health, okay, food and okay, knowing that this is the sector, then I can now choose a career path. I can choose a course to study. So I can go to university and study food and nutrition, because this is what I figured. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell now? Of course, yes. Of course, yes. And for the information, there are some of you that the things you will have to study may not be studied in the university. Some of you don't need university to become who God wants you to become. I'm not talking down on university. I'm just saying the real life issue. You don't need university to become who God wants you to become. You don't need university to begin to provide the solution. You need what's it called now? A specified institution, or there's something it is being called like that. You need an institution that's focused on that area. For some of you, maybe you are called to the sphere education. It's not everybody in the sphere education that teach. I get what I'm saying. Of course, it's not everybody in the sphere education that teach. There are people in that sphere of education that all they do is to build curriculum. This is why I tell Christians that you cannot just be doing things anyhow because you want to be doing, I'm just here to just be teaching. Who is designing the curriculum our children are learning? We need people to design it, and that could be someone's work. That could be someone's a sector of expression. There are people that are educators. Basically, they are the ones in school. There are people that are innovator and inventor. These are people that begin to propound theories. And of course, people who have done this in time past that you still quote today. Do you understand? And there are people who do not teach in the secondary school, whose sector in the sphere of education is not anything, all of this traditional education or specialized institution. So, for instance, you have the School of Leadership. You understand what I'm saying now? School of Leadership. That's your skill. So, your goal is to reach people, to reach leaders, to make leaders of people through education. You have politics and governance. You may not necessarily come to become the president, but you can build your sector of expression could be to build people into becoming that leader. Just leadership as a tool. People that can be sent to politics, that can be sent to governance, and they will just electly well because they understand the terrain of that part. These are the things that after you have discovered, you can now begin to choose a career path and once you study in the university. Do you understand what I'm saying? Thank you. I think I would like to stop here. See you in my next video. Thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, to share, to comment. Alright. God bless you.